Hey there, my name is Craig, and I want to share with you a cautionary tale from my life. No, this isn't another fairy tale about Cinderella or Prince Charming. Rather, it's a chronicle of my epic fail and what thoughtless decisions can lead to. So, a little bit about the characters involved. I'm a regular guy, I work, Ed, in an office, selling some junk over the phone. Not that I was thrilled with my job, but it allowed me to make ends meet. My wife Alicia is a smart beauty who works as a teacher at a school. We've been together for 5 years now, and I love her more than life itself. And now for the star of this shit show, my dear mother-in-law Frida. Now there's a woman who's got life figured out. Her husband, may he rest in peace, left her a ton of money and a huge house. Now Frida lives it up, indulging herself in shopping, spas, travel, the whole 9 yards. Alicia and I aren't struggling, but we're nowhere near Frida's level. My better half categorically refuses to sponge off her mom and achieves everything herself. I support her in this. You need to have pride and self-respect. Although sometimes, looking at the mother-in-law's mansion and her brand spanking new Mercedes, I'd feel a slight pang of envy. But I'd quickly banish those thoughts. Money can't buy happiness, right? Anyway, we were living peacefully and calmly until one fine day I lost my job. The new boss decided to refresh the staff and threw half the employees out in the cold, including yours truly. That's when I realized that all that crap about money not buying happiness is for naive fools. The first days I was just shocked by the hopelessness of it all. Imagine screwing up like that. Me, the breadwinner and provider, left without a penny to my name. Alicia, of course, supported me, said we'd manage. But at night, I'd hear her quietly crying into her pillow and I wanted to howl at my own worthlessness. I started frantically looking for work, sending out resumes, going to interviews, but all for nothing. Either I didn't have enough experience or the education wasn't right, or my age didn't fit. In short, I was up shit creek without a paddle. And then, like a jack-in-the-box, Frida appears with her generous offer. "Craig, darling," she sang into the phone in her signature socialite tone, "I heard about your job troubles. Well, I have a little spot for you. Nothing to write home about, but it'll do for now." My ears perked up. A job? With Frida? This was something new. "I'm in need of a pool cleaner, and gardener rolled into one," my mother-in-law continued meanwhile. "The previous workers have been slacking on their duties, so if you want, you can start tomorrow." I nearly choked at this turn of events. A pool cleaner? Seriously? I'm an office plankton. What the hell do I know about pools? "Don't you have any other vacancies?" I tried to wriggle out of it. Maybe something closer to my specialty? "Sweetie, what specialties? You're out of work," Frida parried. "Or do you think I'm going to make you a bank director?" "No way, buddy. Beggars can't be choosers. So are you in, or should I look for someone else?" I gritted my teeth. What a bitch. But she was right. I really had no choice. Better to slave away at my mother-in-law's estate than keep mooching off my wife. "Okay, Frida, I agree," I sighed in resignation. "When do I start?" "Tomorrow at 8 a.m. sharp. Be there," Frida snapped. "And don't be late. I don't like that." So it was settled. Alicia, upon hearing about my new job, raised her eyebrows in surprise but didn't comment. She just pecked me on the cheek and said she was proud of my determination. Oh, honey, if only you knew what I'd signed up for. The next morning at exactly 8 o'clock, I stood at the gates of my mother-in-law's mansion, dressed in old shorts and a stretched-out t-shirt. I didn't even have time to ring the bell before the gate swung open, and there stood Frida herself, in a bright pink pareo, sunglasses, and with her ever-present cigarette in hand. "Ah, Craig, you made it," she said, giving me an appraising look. "Well then, come along. I'll show you your workload." And she led me down the path, her heels clicking, winding through the perfectly trimmed bushes and flower beds. I trudged behind, feeling incredibly stupid and uncomfortable. What kind of nonsense is this? Working for your own mother-in-law. The shame of it all. So, lost in dark thoughts, I didn't notice how we reached the pool. I must say, Frida's pool was really something. Huge, sparkling blue, with a small waterfall and lounge chairs on the sides. A real resort, damn it all to hell. "So here's the deal," Frida began her instructions. "Your job is to make sure the pool always has crystal clear water. Over there." She waved her hand towards a small outbuilding. "Is everything you'll need? Chemicals, brushes, nets, and other crap? Got it?" "Yeah, no problem," I shrugged. "What's there to know? just cleaning water." "Well, well," Frida smirked. "We'll see about your talents. And now march to the garden, mow the lawns, and trim the roses. I want everything shining like a cat's balls by evening." With those words, she turned around and, wiggling her hips, retired to the house. And I was left standing there with my jaw hanging open, trying to figure out what I'd gotten myself into. Lawns? Roses? I've never grown anything in my life except a cactus on the windowsill. Fuck me sideways. Nothing to be done. I had to go explore my new domain. Frida's garden was also quite something, with alleys, fountains, and all kinds of boring thujas, and now it was up to me, a complete noob in gardening, to take care of all this splendor. "Craig, you're an idiot," I said out loud to myself, looking at the rows of roses. "Why the hell did you get involved in this? You could have just stayed home, watched TV, sent out resumes. But no, you had to go and become your bitchy mother-in-law's slave." The roses, of course, did not answer. They just looked at me with silent reproach. Like, "Come on, dude, move your ass, we need trimming here." And I, with a heavy sigh, went to get the pruning shears. The work won't do itself, no matter how much I might want it to. I spent the whole day slaving under the scorching sun, cursing through my teeth and trying to remember what sins I was being punished for. By evening, literally everything hurt. Arms, legs, back, hell, even my ass hurt from sitting on my haunches in front of the flower beds for so long. When it got dark, I barely dragged my feet to the gate. Tomorrow promised another day in this floral pool hell, and I had no idea how I would survive it. Where are my 17 years and romantic delusions about the benefits of working in the fresh air? At home, Alicia was waiting for me, tired but affectionate and caring as always. Seeing my haggard face, she just sighed and started reheating dinner. "Tough day?" she asked, placing a plate of ravioli in front of me. "You have no idea," I groaned, burying my forehead in the tabletop. "It's just pure hell. I've never been so humiliated." "It's okay, honey," Alicia stroked my head. "The main thing is that you have a job now. The rest will work itself out." I just sighed. Of course my wife was right. It's better to slave away from my mother-in-law than to sit on my ass. But damn, how hurt and disgusted I felt, like I'd been dunked face first into shit. And for what? For the elusive chance to earn some money? That evening I tossed and turned in bed for a long time, listening to Alicia's steady breathing. My head was filled with all sorts of nasty thoughts. Maybe I should tell Frida and her pool to go fuck themselves. Pride and self-respect are more important than any money. But then I'd remember our unpaid bills, Alicia's worn-out shoes, and realize, now's not the time to stand on principle. I have no choice. I'll have to endure this charity from my mother-in-law. After all, I won't be slaving away for her forever. I'll borrow some money, get back on my feet, and bye-bye, Frida, find yourself another sucker. With that thought, I finally fell into an anxious, restless sleep. I dreamed of huge roses with Frida's face that chased me with garden shears and screamed, "Craig, damn you, trim already." Yeah, that's what happens when work gets into your subconscious. The next few days blurred into one endless nightmare. I'd get up at the crack of dawn, drag myself to Frida's, work like a dog, and crawl home barely able to move my legs. Alicia would look at me with pity and sympathy, but I could see she was glad I at least had some kind of job. Frida, on the other hand, never missed an opportunity to mock and humiliate me. She'd criticize me for the quality of my work, order me around like I was the last piece of shit, and she was constantly parading in front of me in her perios and bikinis that would make any normal man's pants feel tight. No, don't get the wrong idea. I love Alicia and would never cheat on her. But damn, you should have seen Frida. Slim, tanned, with a figure like a girl's, not a 50-year-old broad's. Whether you want to or not, your eyes start staring at her all by themselves. And the main thing is, she was clearly doing it on purpose. Deliberately walking around the pool, wiggling her ass, accidentally diving into the water in nothing but a thong, lying in provocative poses while sunbathing on the lounge chair. I was grinding my teeth with anger. What a bitch! Is she teasing me or what? One day I couldn't take it anymore and complained to Alicia about her. Like, your mom has completely lost all shame, constantly provoking me. To which my dear wife just laughed. "Come on, Craig. What do you mean provoking? She's 50 years old. She just likes to show off. That's why she's acting up. Don't take it to heart." Easy for her to say, don't take it to heart. I'd like to see her try spending whole days staring at a half-naked mother-in-law who's constantly getting in your face. I won't even mention my fantasies that started visiting me at night. Hot, shameful ones, involving Frida and her immense charms. I'd wake up from those dreams as if in a fever, and it would take me a long time to catch my breath. Frida, as if sensing my turmoil, behaved more and more loosely. She'd accidentally touch me while passing by. She'd rub tanning oil on herself in a way that made my eyes cross. And one time, it almost came to a sin. It was a hot day. I was just fiddling around the pool, checking the filters. Frida was sunbathing nearby, sprawled out on a lounge chair in a tiny bikini. I tried my best to avert my eyes, but it wasn't working very well. I kept being drawn to glance at her tanned legs. At some point, Frida lazily stretched and purred. "Craig, sweetie, could you bring me a cocktail? I'm so thirsty." I mentally cursed, but obediently trudged to the kitchen. Arguing with Frida is more trouble than it's worth. You'd just be wasting your breath. I made her a margarita, put it on a tray, and carried it back. And then it happened. I don't know if I tripped or if Frida deliberately tripped me, but I fell right on top of her, spilling the cocktail all over her body. "Ah!" Frida squealed, arching under me. "What are you doing?" And I was lying on top of her, gasping for air. Because Frida's cocktail-soaked body was pressed against mine, her breasts were right in my face, and her legs were wrapped around my waist. It was too much, even for a patient guy like me. I think I mumbled something and tried to get up. But Frida suddenly hugged me around the neck and pulled me to her. Our lips were a millimeter apart. "Damn, I didn't even understand how it happened." "Come on," Frida breathed hoarsely, looking me straight in the eye. "Take me. I know you want to—" Her words were like a bucket of ice water. I recoiled, shaking off her arms. I jumped to my feet, looking around feverishly. "Fuck, how embarrassing." "Frida, are you out of your mind?" I hissed, hurriedly adjusting my shorts. "You're my wife's mother. We can't—" "Oh, we can," Frida drawled lazily, stretching like a well-fed cat. "You're just chickening out. Just say so." I broke out in an angry sweat. What a bitch! She's even mocking me. "Okay, you want to play dirty? We'll play dirty." "You know what, Frida?" I said through gritted teeth. "Fuck you and your games. Find another fool. I didn't sign up for this." And without looking back, I ran away, as far as possible from the pool, from the house, from this crazy broad who almost turned me into the last scumbag. Her mocking laughter and her shout after me, "Run! Run, you cowardly bunny! You won't get far!" rang in my ears for a long time. I came home lathered up and mad as hell. Alicia, seeing my twisted face, clasped her hands to her chest in fright. "My God, Craig, what happened? You look terrible." "Everything's fine," I grunted, plopping down on the couch. "It's just that your mommy has completely lost her boundaries. She's coming on to me. Can you imagine?" Alicia frowned. "What do you mean, coming on to you? Craig, what are you talking about?" And then, unexpectedly, even to myself, I exploded, "Exactly what I said. Your mom is seducing me, making unambiguous hints and provocations. Today it almost came to a sin. I mean, can you imagine? I'm slaving away here like Papa Carlo, and she's spreading her legs." Alicia's jaw dropped. "It can't be. Craig, you must have misunderstood something. Mom wouldn't hit on you. Why would she do that?" "How should I know?" I barked. "Maybe she's missing something. Maybe she decided to have some fun. How would I know? But the fact remains, she's harassing me, and I'm sick of it." My wife was looking at me with saucer eyes. It was clear that my story did not fit into her idea of her own mother at all. Of course, who would have thought that a respectable lady would be hitting on her son-in-law? "Honey, let's talk to Mom," Alicia finally squeezed out. "Maybe it's some kind of misunderstanding. I don't believe she's capable of that." "Yeah, a misunderstanding," I snorted gloomily. "Of course, let's talk. Just don't expect any surprises. Frida will move heaven and earth, but she'll deny everything. I know her, after all." Alicia sighed and hugged me. "Stop it. We'll figure it all out, I promise. And in the meantime, try to stay away from Mom, okay?" Alicia said. "For me." I smiled wryly but nodded. Easy to say, stay away. Frida, with her maniac tendencies, was already sitting in my liver. But I had no choice. I had to endure. After all, she wasn't the first or the last of the willful relatives. However, the thought of how our tussle with Frida by the pool could have ended still made me shudder. No, just imagine, what a blow to family values. And to my self-esteem, too. I'm not a dog, really. All that remained was to grit my teeth and wait out this obsession. Maybe Frida would get tired of harassing me and switch to someone else. She couldn't seriously have the hots for her son-in-law. She just cast her line once for a laugh. Oh, if only I knew then how wrong I was. Frida didn't just cast her line. She had already unwound her reel and was preparing for an attack, and I, the fool, didn't suspect a thing. The next day I went to Frida's with a heavy heart and gloomy thoughts as usual. In the morning, Alicia tried to reassure me, saying, "Don't worry, honey, we'll get through this." But I could see that she herself was out of her mind with worry. Of course, it's not every day you find out that your own mother is hitting on your husband. At the gate, Frida herself was waiting for me. What a surprise! And with a look as if nothing had happened yesterday, smiling, the infection making eyes at me. I was grinding my teeth. What a shameless creature. "Craig, sweetie, why so glum?" Frida sang, letting me in. "Did something happen?" What could I say? "Yes, dear, your mommy gave me a nasty disease." No way, count me out, I had to improvise. "Oh, I must have caught a cold or something," I feigned nonchalance. "My throat hurts, I'm shivering." "It's nothing. I'll drink something hot and take a steam bath." My wife fussed and fretted, ran to the pharmacy. And I lay like a log on the couch and cursed everything in the world. Frida, myself the idiot, and that ill-fated day when she offered me the job. But most of all, I was tormented by my conscience. Before Alicia. I mean, how could I pumped and dumped her mom, and even caught an infection. And my poor wife is taking care of me, looking into my mouth. If only she knew the truth. The disease, of course, I cured, but the residue, as they say, remained. I looked at Frida and was sickened by the very sight of her. What a foul creature, I thought. A mangy dog. She only has one thing on her mind, to seduce men and drag them to bed. Yuck! In general, as soon as the opportunity arose, I quit to hell. I found a job in another city and escaped from her as far as possible. I told Alicia, they say, prospects, career growth. She was happy, not even suspecting what I was really running from. And Frida? To hell with her with Frida. Let her keep picking up her gardeners, the old fool. I hope I was her last misunderstanding, although I doubt it. Such bitches are incorrigible. That's it, actually. You want the moral of this fable? Here it is. Don't fall for provocations, think with your head, and keep your junk in check. Because that's how it happens. First you fornicate out of foolishness, and then you bite your elbows. Do you need that? I certainly don't. I've had enough of one time, thank you very much. Now I'm an exemplary husband and father, and I don't hang my nose to the left, and I'm afraid to even look in that direction. Who knows? Maybe some Frida will pop up on the horizon again. Count me out. I'm fed up. In short, think, guys, and think not with what you're used to. When older women hit on you, tell them to get lost. Don't listen to them. Even if your own mother-in-law tries to seduce you, stand your ground to the death. It's flattering, of course, but in the end it's more trouble than it's worth. That's all for me. Good luck to everyone. Health and more brains. Well, and this? Take care of yourself, in short. All the best, guys. Did you like this story? Let us know in the comments what you liked. Subscribe to our storytelling podcast. Also, don't forget to like and ring the bell so you don't miss more interesting stories. See you soon.